Hey guys, welcome back to Full Moon Friday, where I review stuff from the Full Moon catalog. Today I'm talking about Trancers 2 from 1991. So I only recently really started getting into these Trancers films. I watched the original one, I don't know, a couple of months ago, but I did watch it like 2 or 3 times, so I must have liked it. So I know that time travel was a big part of it, but I liked the parts where everything was set in the distant future. All the kind of Blade Runner-esque, futuristic meets retro settings were super cool to me, and I just kind of wanted more of that. That said, it was just a fun sci-fi movie with two really great leads, a pure B-movie enjoyment. Charles Band is nothing if not a busy dude, and the 7-year gap between the first two Trancers films is kind of a bummer. But I really do admire Helen Hunt coming back for this sequel because, I think it's fair to say that she had better things to do back in 1991. You've got a slight change in the writing department here, not unusual for low-budget sequels by any means. And Charles Band returns as a director, and you actually have a really cool cast here, along with Tim Thomerson and Helen Hunt. You also get Megan Ward, Richard Lynch, and B-movie royalty Jeffrey Combs and Barbara Crampton. So, 6 years have passed, and Jack Deth has been living a quiet, comfortable life with his now wife, Lena, played by Helen Hunt. And again, I'm really glad that she returned, because I do love her in this franchise. And since Jack defeated his nemesis Whistler in the first film, he hasn't seen any Trancers until they randomly started reappearing. If you haven't seen the first Trancers movie, Trancers are, I guess you could say, kind of like zombies. Not like traditional horror movie type zombies, but not too far off. I am enjoying making my way through this series. I'd say the sequel is fairly similar in tone, despite, there being a 7-year gap. And this time around, you have Dr. Wardo as the main villain, who is the brother of Whistler from the first film, and he is played by veteran actor Richard Lynch. And Alice, Jack's wife from the future, who is actually deceased in the future, but she travels back in time to help him stop Wardo. So I guess you could say the camp is kind of turned up, but a lot of people found this to be an interesting idea. Alice and Lena are kind of both fighting over Jack because, of course. And I have a similar problem that I had with the first movie, where I don't think the villain is quite fleshed out enough. That said, Richard Lynch is a better villain, and you do see him a bit more than you saw Whistler. Hap Ashby, the pro baseball player turned drunken hobo, returns as well, and he's turned his life around and lives in a big house now with Jack and Lena, so that's cool. Jeffrey Combs plays Dr. Pyle, an evil psych ward doctor, and what can I say, man? He is always great. Overall, I think this film is a very solid sequel. I didn't enjoy it as much as the previous movie, and it lacks some of its originality. There is quite a bit of action and fight scenes, so I definitely wouldn't call this boring by any means. I might even say that it is structured slightly better. It's just missing kind of a dash of that charm from 1984. But hey, anytime you get to see Tim Thomerson, is worth a watch in my opinion. And the other characters are all played well, especially Lena, because Helen Hunt is fucking awesome. For a long time, you could only find Trancers 2 on VHS, until Full Moon released a box set that has the first 3 Trancers films on DVD. That's what I have. Since then, there's been a single DVD release that was put out in Europe, so you'll have to find it on the World Wide Web somewhere. Most critics at the time thought that the movie was decent at best, with some interesting ideas but nothing super special, and that pretty much mirrors my opinion, really. I'm giving Trancers 2 a 5.5 out of 10. If you like the first one, this is definitely worth a watch. You will like it just fine, I would say. It's just missing a few key ingredients. But thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you back here in a couple weeks for Trancers 3. Cheers.